Hey Pisces, welcome to your mid-April 2020 Tarot and Astrology reading. This is for Pisces Sun, Moon and Rising, and this is for the period middle of April until the very end of April. It is Taurus season. Happy Taurus season. It's putting a lot of emphasis on your words, the things that you want to say, the things that you feel you'd like to communicate. You know, it doesn't even have to be verbal. The things that you write, the way that you articulate yourself. 5 of Cups. The way that you write, the way that you articulate your pain. The things that are feeling like lost opportunities. There was something at the beginning of the year, possibly in February, that you feel like you lost out on. You feel like in 2020 there are dashed hopes and dashed dreams. Those are the 3 cups that have spilled. Taurus season resets that a little bit. Resets it a lot. Ace of Swords. Taurus season is going to give you a lot of clarity. Whatever it is in your life that has been causing you to don that black cape of despair, of sadness, at wonder, because nostalgia can be such a dangerous thing. I think when Mercury was retrograding in your sign and when Mercury remained in your sign, it's out now. But I think when Mercury was in your sign, it was making you feel so confused about your past, and maybe my happiness is there. Maybe this could work out if I just adapt my nature. If I just sacrifice the things that I really want, I can still have this person or this job or this opportunity. Or where do you need to be a bit more true to yourself? Aries season was all about asking yourself, Pisces, to see your worth in a situation, to see your value, to see what you have to offer. Oftentimes people are so, and I said this to Cancers too, oftentimes people are so busy assessing whether they're good enough for something or whether they're good enough for someone that they forget to ask, is this good enough for me? Especially you, because you're quite self-sacrificing. Especially the water signs, because you get so in on your feelings and you feel things out and you just, you know, those 2 cups that you're looking for, that connection, that craving, that intimacy, that love, you just feel very delayed. And that can be your creative endeavors, your work, your purpose. Maybe some of you had something job-wise that you can't create at home, or you feel as though you're misunderstood. You feel as though you're not quite fulfilling your purpose. You feel as though everything's just kind of up in the air, like a little bit of a funk. And yet there is something quite special. Something quite sweet, something quite innocent, something quite vulnerable, something quite new. Something quite shy, something quite timid. Could be you, could be somebody else. Somebody that has romantic feelings for you. For a lot of you, it's online with that Page of Swords and the Page of Cups. The new moon in Taurus on the 22nd is going to square off with Saturn in Aquarius, your 12th house. Quite murky. But in creating a new platform for yourself, in devoting yourself to an art form or to some kind of way that you can communicate what it is that you need from other people, because that's what you have to do. You have to figure out a way to communicate your needs for other people. And the trick for Pisces people is that you need to find a way to communicate your needs when you don't actually completely understand them yourselves. But just because you don't understand it fully, you can feel it. But just because you can't understand it fully doesn't mean it isn't valid. And so you wait and you wait and you wait to say how it is that you're feeling, or to say that something's just not gelling here. You're delaying saying the thing you need to say, whether it's saying that you like somebody, or that you love somebody, or that you want something. You're delaying saying it because you've been very, very, very hurt in the past. And again, Pisces, for some of you, it's a failed career endeavor. For others of you, it's a romantic thing. Whatever it is, there's something very new here, and it's vulnerable. That's what Taurus season is. Taurus season is when we start to nourish the seeds that we planted in Aries season. what are you planting? Even in your own season, what was the thing you said, I want this? What is the thing that you want more than anything else? And if the seeds are starting to sprout and you're seeing them, are you going to pretend they're not there? Are you going to diminish them? Are you going to say, well, they're not full yet? You know, don't be impatient with the thing that's sprouting up, because something's sprouting. Something is sprouting. Page of Cups, it's very your energy. So I know that you've planted it. I know that you've wished for this. And I know that you're seeing a little glimpse of what it is that you do want. Hope on the horizon. Something that is emotionally very, very promising for you. 9 of Cups. Something you wished for. Ah. And you know, for some of you, it's so simple. If it's a passion or if it's a hobby, it's just so simple as someone tells you, you know, you're really good at that. For some of you, it's you're really good at talking to people. You're really good at empathizing with people, really understanding people. Someone says, maybe you should really get a psychology degree. Maybe you should go study medicine. Maybe you should get into the health profession. Maybe you should start a holistic business. Maybe you should work with people more than you're doing. Maybe you should, you know, you're getting clues. The Tower, interesting energy. Well, so something didn't work out the way that you had thought it was, and it set you up for something better, though. Something, I want to say in the last 5 months, really, really set you back. And I think you thought it was it. I think you thought it was something very steady. I think you thought you were out of the woods with something or someone, and then it disappointed you. And now we have the prospect of something very new, very exciting. And you're in Taurus season, you're kind of not really articulating what you need from it, or what you need from them, or what it is that you want. The Fool. So Pisces, let's clarify this Fool card. If you get complacent, if you become ungrateful, you could really find yourself in a Tower moment. You need to do some serious introspection. The Hermit and the 3 of Wands. And there's you, bottom of the deck, King of Cups, with the Devil. Interesting, that. Interesting indeed. Okay, Pisces, so in Taurus season, we see seeds of what it is that we truly desire, what it is that we really want. If you have something beginning to grow, finally starting to show up, and somewhere in your life you have this poison, you have this toxic energy, and it doesn't have to be somebody else, but it could be an unhealthy relationship, it could be an unhappy relationship, it could be an unhealthy ideal in your head, or an unhealthy habit. You have that poison somewhere, and you see these seeds starting to sprout. You feel this creative flow, you feel this exchange of energy, that you start to feel a bit more in tune with going after what it is that you want, or you feel like you're starting to manifest it. But somewhere in your life there exists this poison that you could completely, instead of nourishing the seeds, you could pour it on them and just kill them there and then. Or even worse, you may mistake something that is blooming to be a weed, and you might try and kill it. But how do you know the difference? How do you know the difference in Taurus season? You talk about yourself, you talk about your feelings, you talk about what you want. That Sun-Uranus conjunction in Taurus is going to electrify your communication. And if you're uncertain of what it is that you've got to say, that you'll be able to say it, but you have to make sure that you're not saying it from a place of poison. The Hermit energy and the Three of Wands means that at this point in Taurus season, in the third house, you must carefully reflect on your future. You must look inward for answers, and the answers are in your past. What have you learned from it? What are you taking forward to this future? Because you have ships coming in, you have seeds that are sprouting, you have crops to tend to, you have dreams to fulfill. The thing about the Nine of Cups is that he himself acknowledges that he's not yet at the 10 stage, but he's still content with knowing he will get there. He's just a cup away from it. It's not like the Five of Cups energy that was there in the last 5 months where you saw the 3 spilled and you thought, it doesn't matter. There's 2 behind me. I can't see them because I'm so blinded by the 3 that have spilled. Your perception can really affect how you go into Taurus season, how you go into May. Because you're ready to go off the cliff onto something quite adventurous. What you need to realize from the Tower is that this card is to remind you that you've rebuilt 1,000 times and you can do it again. It should make you fearless, not fearful. You have something in your life, Pisces, that's quite toxic. And I do think it's within you. I do think it's a shadowy aspect that binds you to unhealthy habits, be it drugs, be it alcohol, be it picking unhealthy partners, be it accepting unhealthy behavior. Particularly if you want to ride fearlessly into the future and have great adventure, you must see where you're quite simply restricting yourself mentally. You're being reborn. Aries season was a big shift for you in terms of how you see yourself, particularly if you're dealing with a Scorpio. There's been a lot of confrontation. There seems to also be a lot of emotional exchanges in Taurus season. But whether the trust is there depends on how you move forward. And by Gemini season, I think a lot of you are seeing what a healthy relationship actually looks like. What healthy give and take means. And if it's anything that involves third party interference, be it a job, be it something getting in between you and the person that you want, it just simply won't do. It just simply won't do. 2 people mutually respecting, mutually loving each other is what it's all about. It doesn't have to be grandiose. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be fanfares. It just has to be built on respect and mutual love for each other. And I sometimes think, Pisces, you get caught in the trap of wanting to love the other person more. If it doesn't feel like suffering, you sometimes think it's not love. The distorted feminine. Exactly. Don't confuse suffering with love. Real love is healing. And it also requires work. Same with business. Worthiness. Perfect. Assessing your worthiness. Knowing that you're worthy of what you've been selling yourself short on all this time. That's what your Tower moment is. Changing the way that you see yourself, changing the way that you see your next steps, changing the way that you venture off into the unknown. The Fool energy actually came up for a lot of the signs, which I loved. People are getting more fearless. They're ready to start something new. They're starting to see the opportunities. They're starting to see the future as something that they can partake in. They don't feel like it's something that's happening to them. They feel like they're going to partake in it. They're going to make it happen. Where are you being called to journey to and take a break? Take a break and reflect. Get off the treadmill. You don't have to be somewhere at this point that you think you should. You think you should be at a certain point by now. You think you should have done so many things. You think you should be a certain level of productive. But no, you're an artist. You're a creator. You're a flower. You are the magic in life that people often forget and misuse and market and exploit. But you're also the glimmer in the eye of someone that loves what they're doing. And I think you're finding something that will make you very, very satisfied. Emotionally so. And it's going to change you. It's going to make you a lot more fearless, actually. But that's what we like. Start thinking about the future, because these seeds are sprouting and they need a lot of nourishment and they need a lot of love. And they're coming with you. So I love you guys, and I will see you in May. Bye, Pisces.